Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Rhyming Soul Oracle. What we're going to do today is just pick a card reading. I've got 3 piles here. The cards on the top are runes, and then just choose one pile that you're drawn to. Don't put too much thought into it. Usually it's the pile that you're just drawn to. Once you've chosen your pile, just hit the timestamps and then just listen to your reading. And this is a general reading, so the messages might not resonate with everyone, but usually there would be something in that message, could be just 2 lines, could be just a part of it, that is going to resonate with you. And take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Hi pile 1, if you chose this particular group or this rune, then this is your reading. All right, let's start. The first card I've got here is 10 of Wands reversed. Your current energy is basically there's something that is weighing you down. You are either emotionally burdened, you're carrying some baggage, you're carrying baggage from the past, it is just too much responsibilities at the work or too much responsibilities at home. Is it relationship? I don't know. But there's something that is just weighing you down. You're pretty much at the verge of a burnout. But with the reverse 10 of Wands, what becomes evident is that you're not willing to show it to the world. So you wear this facade, you go out, you're wearing this mask with a smile, but inside you are literally at the edge of burnout. Like it's just weighing you down. You just cannot function anymore. But you just wear this facade every day in the morning when you get up thinking, today I'm going to make it through. Today this, burden's going to just get over with. But the point is, it's you're the one who's actually taken this baggage or this burden or this responsibilities, or you're not willing to share even with anyone that you need help. You just think that you just have to do everything alone. You have to do all this by yourself, and this is something that is sort of bringing you down. So that's what our 10 of Wands energy is, and that's what your current energy is. The next card that I've got is Page of Wands. Now, Page of Wands is basically, and it's a pride. Page of Wands is usually an energy of this, a young energy, an energy that's just very, creative, wants to go out and, conquer the world and wants to do this. But as you see that the Page of Wands, it's got this staff in its hand. It doesn't look like it's just going anywhere. That's the point. So it's more like daydreaming. It's more like, oh yeah, I want to do this, but is there an inspired action? Does this Page of Wands move forward? That is the question. But the problem is that in your case right now, you're stuck in this energy of reverse 10 of Wands, where there are things weighing you. So you get up in the morning and you've got this, dreams and, hopes that today you're going to do it. Today you're going to make it. Today everything's going to be fine. But then you keep getting back to that 10 of Wands reversed energy where you still feel you're not going anywhere. Like there is more to this particular Page of Wands that is needed in order to march forwards. Otherwise, you're just going to keep collecting those wands, and then ultimately what happens is it keeps weighing you down. So you just get caught up in that entire cycle of figuring out, why are things not working for me? Now, the next card that we've got is the Hanged Man, but what I got it was reversed. Now, when usually it's upright, Hanged Man means that you need to change your perspective. You need to, sort of look at things from upside down. That means, look at from the opposite angle. Maybe, you've been just doing things just your way. That's the only way you've been doing things, and that's why the results that you've been getting are pretty much the same. So maybe you need to change your perspective. But when you get it up, when you get it reversed, like you can see in this case, you can see the body language of this person. It looks like they're very resistant. They're very resistant to pausing their lifestyle right now. They're very resistant to putting down those 10 wands. They still want to go out there, and you still want to sort of show that, I'm the strongest person in the room. I've got it all figured out. I've got it all sorted. But inside, that's not what the case is. Behind the closed doors, that is not what the case is. So you can see this person's very resistant, whereas the universe is urging you to sort of, step back. You need to sort of take a pause and look at things from a different perspective, because what happens is when you get that moment of silence, or when you look at things from a different perspective, that's where this creative energy of Page of Wands is going to sort of, give you that next inspired action. Otherwise, you're going to be just stuck in that rut where you'll just keep daydreaming and looking at things that maybe they're going to improve suddenly out of a magic from somewhere, but then you're still sort of stuck in that Ten of Wands reversed energy. So the next card that I've got for you is surrender to the joy. Very much self-explanatory. Maybe, you're caught up in this rut that once you have achieved everything, be it a good relationship, be it, your money, your status, whatever you're after, power, once you get that, that's where you're going to get your fulfillment. That's where you're going to get your joy. That's where you're going to get your happiness. But again, we come back to that hanged man energy. What universe is asking you is maybe change your perspective. Maybe you need to take that pause, and in that pause you need to surrender to the joy. Do anything that makes you happy. The point is, you don't have to do something extravagant. It could be just something very, very silly, and that's what the universe wants you to do. Because what happens is, in those moments of joy, in those moments of carefree, careless fun, that's where you're going to find that creative energy. It's not going to come from this Ten of Wands where you feel the world is just pushing you down and there is no way out of there. In those moments where you're going to literally switch yourself off in that hanged man position, look at things from a different perspective, that's where you're going to find your joy. And when you find that joy, in that joy you're going to find that creative idea. That's where you're going to find those doors and passages that are going to take you to that next big project. So being silly is the way to being fulfilled. That's where you're going to find your happiness. So it's not that once I get everything, that's when I'm going to be happy. The universe is saying, well, surrender to the joy right now and see how everything else is going to align to that energy. So that's what the message is here for you. The next card that we've got here is ride the wave. Again, it just sort of emphasizes the same thing that we're saying. So wave in this case is basically all the other elements of the universe. So these elements are all aligned to you and they are sort of ready for you to sort of take you to where you deserve to be. But the problem is you are stuck in that Ten of Wands energy with all your baggage, with all your past, with all these things that happened to you, your story, and you want to go against the wave. You want to go against the flow. And then you keep questioning why things keep happening the same way. Why am I always manifesting the same results? I work so hard. I do so much. I put in so much effort. I do this. I do that. But I keep getting the same results. You think like if you're going to keep doing, repeated action, you're going to get any different result. But that's not what the point is. The point is, if you just surrender to that joy for some moments, if you just become that hanged man energy where you just pause, you just look at things from a different perspective, step outside that box, and just ride that wave of energy that is coming, the wave of energy that makes you feel calmer, happier. Just ride that wave just for a short period of time and then see how every element, be it your relationships, be it your job, be it the next project, be anything, everything will just start to align to what you want, and it will just effortlessly take you where you need to be. But you need to give up that resistance. You need to give up this this fight against the wave, because ultimately you're competing against the universe. You're literally competing against yourself. So you're your worst enemy here. The next card that we've got here is bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Again, it sort of points to the same thing. So Aquarius is a forward-moving energy. But to move forward, you have to give up your Ten of Wands reversed energy. And that creativity is going to come from surrendering to the joy. And by, pausing your whatever rut you're stuck in right now. You need to get out of that energy. Just pause it for some moments. And then you're going to see this new perspective to it. So you need, like you can see in this card, you can see this woman, she's emptying her cup. But your cup is full of that baggage from the past, from responsibilities that are toxic to you, or situations that are toxic to you. You know what that is. You know what is holding you back, and you know what to do. You just need to release it. You just need to bring some love into the situation in terms of, this has happened. This is what it is. I cannot change it, but I can release it. I can let it go. And the moment you do that, then you see all these things will just start to play in your life, in any and every aspect of your life. It's that energy, that same energy is going to play in your relationships, in your career. It's the basic energy that you carry. That is the one that is going to manifest in different forms in your life. So you need to bring love into this situation. You need to bring joy into this situation. You need to bring some lightheadedness. You need to bring some silliness. Life is not always so serious. You don't always have to act like you're the grown up in the room. Sometimes you need to act like you're the fool. You're the silliest person in the room. That's where you're going to find your answers. The next card we've got is embrace your power. Now, your power, where does your power come from? Your power is to make the choice. You can choose to release the 10 of Wands reversed energy, or you can choose to stick with it. If you choose to stick with it, you will keep getting the same result. But the moment you decide to pause that energy and you look at it from a different perspective, is it serving you or is it not serving you? Once you realize and you make that decision that I don't want this stagnant energy, I don't want to always wear this facade and go out. I want, the moment you embrace yourself, your inner power, the moment you embrace that power to make choices, the moment you realize that it's your choices that manifest into your life, it's your choices that are actually shaping up your life. That's where your power is, and that is the only power you've got. That's the only thing you can ever control, the power to make choice. But that's the most powerful power that we've got. So you need to embrace that power. Right now you're probably just running as something that is a consequence of choices that someone else made. But it's your choices. The choices that you have made is what you're living in your life, in this now. So you need to embrace that power. And the last card that we've got, or the first card that was this rune. So in this rune, what you see is there are two arms that are sort of embracing each other. So what basically that is, that the universe is asking you to embrace your true self, embrace your power, embrace who you are, embrace the choices that you make, embrace the consequences of those choices, but stop being stuck. Because once you embrace your true self, once you embrace your power, once you understand, why things that are you manifesting, why you're stuck in this cycle, why are you stuck in this pattern, it's you've got that power of choice. Once you empty that cup and surrender to the joy, then you're going to manifest everything exactly the way you want. Everything that you desire is just going to sort of the elements of the universe are going to sort of bring all those things in your favor, and you just, everything's going to become so effortless. But that's where your power is. So yeah, that's what I've got for you today, pile one. I hope you liked your reading. Again, take what resonates with you, leave what does not. If you liked the reading, if you resonated with it, please feel free to just click on the thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Have a great week. Hi Group 2, welcome to this reading. If you selected this pile or rune, without further delay, let's just get into the reading. Your first card is Nine of Swords, but it's reversed. This energy is very much like there's an inner turmoil going on. Every action that you take, it starts from what if I do this and then this happens? But what if I do that and then that happens? Maybe I should always do what I'm doing. So there's a lot of fear, a lot of ifs and buts coming in before you take any action. So there's a lot of emotional turmoil. There's a lot of emotional pain. You're not able to express how you feel. It is sort of creating a bigger issue for you in this energy. The next card that we've got is Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like, it's like this hand that just comes out of nowhere from the clouds with, this new fresh energy with the crown. And it's again, this very fresh energy. And that hand is available to you. And as you can see in this, it's like you've turned your back. So there is help available. There is support available. It could be, from people around you. Maybe there are people that are reaching out to you, but you're sort of pushing them away because you're too focused on self-sabotaging yourself. So you're actually making it much more worse than things are. Your outer circumstances might have created some difficulties for you, but you've got your back turned against people or support from the universe, and that hand is just coming out of nowhere from the clouds, but you've got your back to it. So what universe is saying to you is you need to just look around and see who's reaching out to you. It's not just a coincidence that people reach out to you. It is that this is how the universe sort of plays out. This is how the universe sends you the help that you need to get out of where you're stuck. So you need to look at that Ace of Swords. And the next card we've got is number 8, strength. And this strength is not about that strength that you go and build in your gym. It's not about how many push-ups and pull-ups you can do. This is about inner strength, because that is what you need to get these emotional swords out of your back, or the emotional swords that are hurting you. So you need to find, and where you're going to find this strength, it's not going to come from outside. It is going to come from inside, and you already know that you've got this strength in you, but it's just that you need to believe in it. There is a lot of self-doubt here. That's what I'm seeing, that this is all available. There's support available, there is inner strength available. Like, look at this lady, she's just patting the lion like nothing, and there's an infinity symbol on her head, which means that there is a lot of universal support. But there is self-doubt, as you can see in this 9 of Swords reverse. This person is just wallowing in their own misery, in their emotional baggage, because for whatever reason they cannot express their emotions, or they've been told if you express emotions, that's a sign of weakness. Whereas, as you can see here, if you express your emotions, you actually find your inner strength, you find your inner power. So that's what you need to focus on. The next card that we've got here is surrender your addictions. Now, these addictions need not be substance that we're talking about. These addictions could be codependency, or addiction to a particular lifestyle, or addiction to work, or addiction to a codependent relationship, or addiction to fear. Sometimes we're addicted to our fears because that's where our comfort zone is. We don't want to leave this because it's hurting me, but I know what this pain is. I know how much it hurts. I know I can handle this. But what if I do this and the pain is different and I don't know what to do? So you're sort of caught up in that sort of scenario. So what the universe is asking you is to surrender those addictions. You just need to understand that where you're caught up, this is what I'm addicted to. That's where your emotional pain's coming from. It's not like you're suddenly going to find a way, but this is a process. But there's going to be some healthier alternatives to it. Like, if you're a workaholic and you're just trying to use work as a shield to run away from actual issues and situations in life, you know what to do. You know that it's not ever going to give you that emotional fulfillment. The work can actually take up all your time, and you might not have time to think about the situation that you have in life. So that's your addiction. But the problem here is that at night, when you lay in bed, that's when these emotional burdens, or these emotional swords, that's when they haunt you. So you need to identify those addictions, and you need to obviously work on them. The next card that we've got is Magic Prayer, and it is reversed. So what that says is that there is, again, a lot of unchecked self-will. So you're sort of thinking, this is the only way to live life. This is how my life is always going to be. Because there is no help, there is no support. So you're sort of not open to any help or support or any new perspective. So that's the reason why you think that you've been pushed onto this path and you're always going to be alone, and this is how everything is always going to be. You're not seeing that there is this magical hand, there is this support, there is all the elements of the universe that are available for you to move out of that misery, that fear. The point of the fear is that you have to overcome it to go on to the next stage. But it seems like you found your comfort zone in that fear. Although it troubles you, you don't feel comfortable in it, but you feel that I can handle this because I've been handling it. That's what the point is. The next card we've got is New Moon in Leo, Lion, Strength. Again, we can see, it's not a coincidence. So confidence is your key to success. And that's what we've been talking about. So there's self-doubt here. There's issues with self-worth. You feel your fears are stronger than yourself, the inner power that you've got. You don't have confidence in that. You don't believe in your own decisions. You feel like, if I do this, then this is going to happen. But that it's always negative that you're thinking. You're thinking, if I take this different step, then things might be, go even worse. But you're not thinking, if I take this different step, things can just suddenly change. Maybe that's what the universe wants. So that's the point, that, your pain with that Nine of Swords, the emotional pain, is just going to be increasing unless you embrace your inner strength, because that's what the universe wants. Universe wants you to come into your full power. Universe wants you to be this sword with the crown. Like, it wants you to be this new energy that wears its own crown, its inner crown, its strength. And that's what new moon in Leo is saying. The next card that we've got is Count Your Blessings. So when you're caught up in your fear, you're not seeing everything that you've achieved so far. So there's a lot of self-doubt. There's doubt in that self-worth, that am I not good enough? Is that why I don't get things? Is that why things happen to me like that? Is that why I don't have that relationship? Is that why I don't progress in my career? Is that why my life feels empty or there's a void? Because your focus is on lack. Your focus is on scarcity. Your focus is on the fears. What the universe is saying is count your blessings. So look at what you've achieved so far. That could be very small, like, very minimal, even if it means just getting out of the bed and doing normal chores, normal things, finding that little strength one at a time, but also appreciating what you've already got. You might not have the best relationship yet, you might have not got the best job yet, but you've got a job to begin with. So that means there's an opportunity for progress there. So you need to start appreciating what you have, rather than saying, I need more. I don't ever get more. And, this is how it always happens with me. So you need to get out of that story. And once you change that energy, the energy of complaining, whinging, whining, and, feeling that you're not enough, once you drop that energy, automatically, like I said, everything is going to align to that new energy where, you appreciate things. So when you appreciate something, the universe is going to give you more of that. The moment you say, I don't want this, or it's all about what you're focusing on. When you're whinging and complaining, your focus is on scarcity and lack. So you're literally manifesting more scarcity and more lack, more emotional pain. Start with something smaller, but you need to find that inner strength, that inner self-worth. There is no one else out there, nothing else out there, no amount of money, no amount of relationship, nothing is going to ever give you that self-worth. That is always going to come from you, from within, and that's what you need to find. Last card, or your first card, was this rune. Now this rune, what you see here is, this is a sign of the antlers of a deer. Now what they use these for is to protect. So this is again sign of strength, but in your case we're talking about inner strength. Use that strength, use your inner antlers, that's what you need to use. And they also use, the deers also use this to attract mates. So that inner strength is obviously attractive, and that's how you're going to get your relationship. It's not going to come from, all these external things that you do. It's all going to come from how much inner work do you put in yourself, because that's where you're going to attract the true relationship, or the true fulfillment. Otherwise, it's just like, again, that Nine of Swords energy, you'll be just stuck in it. So universe is urging you to do, to find that inner strength. And yeah, and that's all for this reading group 2. I hope you liked it. Please take what resonates with you, and leave what does not resonate. And if you like the reading, please give thumbs up for this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And above all, just have a great week, and I'll see you next week in the next video. Hi group 3, welcome to this reading. If you chose this pile or this rune, then this is your reading. All right, the first card we've got here is the moon, but it's not upright, it's reversed. The moon is everything that is to do with intuition. So as you see on this card, there's 2 images of 2 wolves. So this is basically your shadow self and, your higher self, or one that connects to the intuition. So ego and intuition, let's put it that way. When the moon card is reversed, it's like you're not listening to your intuition, like you're paying too much attention to your logic. All your decisions are coming from a very calculated intellectual place. So it's a very a masculine energy. So there is this imbalance between your inner masculine and inner feminine. So inner masculine is usually logical and feminine is usually intuition. And the alignment is reached when you get that both, that balance, the balance of energy. Too much of one and too much of other is not sort of very conducive, because then that throws you into a lot of chaos. So let's see what the next card is. And your next card is Eight of Cups, again reversed. Now when this card is upright, you can see there's a person who is walking away from these Eight of Cups. So he's made up his mind. There's moon in the background again, that's intuition. And he's made up his mind and he's walking away, and that is it. This is an end of a situation for this person. Could be anything, a relationship, a career, or, I don't know, a particular project plan or anything. Like, you're walking away from a situation, you've made up your mind. But when it is reversed, then there is a lack of decision making, that there's indecisiveness, that you're sort of going back and forth. Should I give it one more chance? Should I try it? What do I do? So you're using a lot of your intellect and your logical mind to calculate it, to go, what do I do? It's like your heart is saying one thing, but your mind is saying something else. And you're sort of caught up between which one should I listen to? But you're actually, so this seems to me, with moon in the picture so many times, it seems to me this is a decision of the heart. This is a decision you need to make from your heart, which means you need to tap into your intuition, into your feminine self. And by the way, when I say feminine self, it's not that I'm talking about women, but everyone has this, energy, the logical and the intuition. So feminine self is your intuition. So you need to take some decisions from the heart. So decisions of heart cannot be made by the brain. Logically, you can't analyze them. It is something that your heart desires and you know it, but then you bring in your brain, you bring in your logic in it, and then you're sort of going wishy-washy. Should I try again? Like, you try to walk away from it, but then this keeps pulling you again back to it, because maybe the universe wants you to sort of use your heart and use your intuition. You're getting all your signs, you're getting all your messages. Whatever your heart desires is the right thing to do here. Whatever your situation is, you listen to your heart. Do not use your brain in this particular situation that you're dealing with. The next card we've got is King of Wands upright. King of Wands upright is all about, it's a very masculine card. It's all about power. This person has gained his power. He knows he's relied on his intellect. He's relied on his logic. And this is, he's a person who's got a long vision. And he's got people that should just do all this stuff for him. But your situation does not require this energy. And apparently this is the energy that you're carrying. And this is the energy that is sort of, very ambitious and very logical, very work-minded energy, whereas the situation that you're dealing with, it requires involvement of your heart, it requires involvement of your intuition, the moon sort of energy, the emotional, the water energy. So that's where your conflict is coming from. The next card that we've got is Surrender to Silence. So probably what you need in this particular situation is, again, give yourself a little break. Give yourself, when you're going this, should I go again? Should I? Because what happens is, if you're going to keep taking action from that half-hearted attempt, whether it's half intuition, half logic, you're not going to get any desired result. So it has to be a firm sort of energy. Your decision has to come from, from your heart, or from your brain, or whatever. But in this case, again, like I said, this comes across as a very heart-based energy, very much like an intuition. This decision, you cannot make it from your logic, from your brain. So give it up on that one. So surrender to the silence. When you surrender to the silence, in that your heart will make it very clear what path to take. This king knows the destination. The king holds the vision, but the problem with this king is he does not know which path to take to get to that destination. And that's where this whole chaos is coming in. So give yourself a little bit of silence, silence your mind, find a way to do it. It does not have to be always, close your eyes and meditate, because that's when more chaos comes out. If you're capable of doing that, then do that. The point is, find something that just makes you sit in quiet or stillness, which could be as simple as just, looking at the sky, whatever works for you. So you need to find that silence, find that quiet place. That's where you're going to get your answer for whatever the situation is, or, whatever you've got yourself into. Next card we've got is Wandering Circus reverse. So it looks like, again, this is that King of Wands energy, where you feel like, everything revolves around you, and there's no help, and you're the one who has to do everything. This is like a one ring circus. It's a one person circus, and I'm the one who has to figure out everything, and it has to be done this way, in a logical way, and this is what it is. And that is what that this whole energy is. You're not listening to your intuition. You're not giving opportunity to your heart. You're not listening to what the universe is saying to you through your heart. But it's more like you've got a very calculated path in your mind, and you're like, yeah, possibly if I take this should happen. But then there's this thing that keeps pulling you back. This is that Eight of Cups energy that does not let you walk away, because the universe has more for you. The universe is saying, you've already reached Eight of Cups, you just have to persevere, listen to your heart, and you will reach your 10 of Cups, which is the final fulfillment. You will achieve exactly what you've been wanting all your life. But the problem is you giving up at that Eight of Cups, because you're using your logic, you're using your calculated mind. I don't know if this is money that you're running behind, but you've already come so far, but you're not believing in this intuition. You're not believing in your higher self. You're very much going with your logic, which is pretty much based on how things have always been, or it's actually the cumulative results of what has always occurred. So that's where analysis and logic comes from. The next card that we've got here is your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So again, this is what I'm talking about. You need to have that balance of intuition and logic. So there is a place where the king needs that practical plan. The king cannot lead the kingdom from an emotional place, from the moon. But then there are matters of heart where you cannot use practical plans, and you cannot use that king energy. You have to tap into your inner intuition, and that is what is needed in this particular situation. The next card that we've got is Be of Service. So maybe you've been into this one ring circus where you're so caught up that it's just like you can't make up your mind. You're into this whole chaos, and what the universe is saying is, no matter what you do, just put in your energy, your pure energy with intent. If you're going to do something half-heartedly, like if you're walking away, then you make peace with that situation. And if you can't walk away, then you pursue this situation with pure intent of the heart. Be of service to yourself in this case. Of course, you can be of service to others, because in that case, again, you will open up your heart chakra, and you'll be able to accept your intuition, accept this energy of moon much more better. Like you need to soften your masculine facade. Like I said, that balance is needed of masculine and feminine energy. So be of service to others, or be of service to yourself, but do everything from your intent, pure intent, not from your logical robotic mind, because some things don't need that sort of energy, and there are matters where that is what is needed, and you can't function with just the moon energy. So you need to always get that balance. The last card is, or your first card was this Bior, which is a rune. The symbol comes from a birch tree, which is about renewal. It reproduces from its own seed. So what the universe is saying is that there is a renewal here. You're going through transformation. This is what that moon card reversed is about. Like, you need to accept your intuition, listen to those signs, listen to what your heart is saying. You are in a stage where renewal is going to take place, but you have to be open to receiving these signs. If you're going to keep turning your back, and you're going to keep going towards that king energy of ruling the world and taking power, if that's where you're going to be focused, then you're always going to be in this push-pull situation where these 8 cups will keep pulling you, and if you walk away with this energy in mind, then you will be carrying a lot of regret. So save yourself from that future fears and sorrows, and listen to your heart, and take that chance. Like, take that leap of faith. Like, moon is in your favor right now. Everything, you're in transformation. Like, this birch tree is an indication that something very new is going to grow out of this. So take your decision of that 8 of Cups. Give a chance to your heart instead of just always listening to your mind. So yep, that's all I've got for you, group 3. Please take what resonates with you. If it does not resonate, then just please leave it here. If you like my video, please give a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. and I'll see you again in the next video next week. Till then, just have a great week.